Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Bhupendra Patel ji, Secretary Ministry of Civil Aviation, Shri Namji, Chairperson Gift City, Hasmukh Adiaji, Chairperson IFSCA, Raja Ramanji, Chairperson FICCI, Remy Mayardji, and aviation industry leaders, and all the esteemed dignitaries that are here. A very good morning to each and every one of you, and namaste. I am first of all very thankful to the Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Bhupendra ji, for his esteemed presence here. In fact, it is a very busy time for him. The assembly sessions are running on one side, and the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is also visiting Gujarat today, and he has a very extensive program. So in his own right, he has the right to be busy with all his commitments, but he has made time. On our request, he has come here with his presence. So we are very, very thankful on behalf of each and everyone here once again for his commitment and the seriousness that he brings to the event. So very thankful to Honorable Chief Minister for being here. In fact, I also have to mention this. We have one Rajnikant in the south, who is the superstar of Indian cinema. And this is another superstar, Rajnikant, here of Gujarat city. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much for being here. And on behalf of the Government of India and also Government of Gujarat, we welcome each and every one of you to the vibrant state of Gujarat, and I extend a warm welcome to everyone that is here. The success of any summit or any meeting depends on the interest that is shown by the audience. And I see that not a single seat is vacant here. That shows the kind of interest that everyone is showing. So again, thankful for that kind of interest and the excitement that you people are showing. So welcome to the land of good governance, good business, and good people. Gujarati hospitality is unmatched, and I'm sure many of you would have already experienced it. And this is the first time that I'm coming after becoming a cabinet minister. And I have to say that it almost feels like home, like our brother Remy has been mentioning. Gujarat feels like home. Is the kind of love and affection Gujarat is showing to each and every one of you. And with that interest, I once again welcome all of you here to this event. But what truly sets this whole event apart is its unparalleled entrepreneurial spirit and the bold vision. And who better than our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who has led this country in the last 10 years into such great heights and making India the brightest spot in the whole world. When we talk about India's rise as economic powerhouse, one name that stands tall is the state of Gujarat. And Gujarat has risen up to be a driver of Indian economy under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And I remember one thing, back in the day in the 90s, two models that emerged in the country. One was the Gujarat model, one was Andhra model, which was being led by our present Chief Minister, Nara Chandrababu Naidu garu. So both these models have become the foundation today. And today I'm seeing that same kind of atmosphere in the country, where on one side Narendra Modi ji as the Prime Minister, and again Chandrababu Naidu ji as the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, they're kind of getting that synergy again and bringing that entrepreneur spirit back in the country, and pushing each and every one to break the shackles, to break the limits, so that India can grow in all directions. So it is a very great and interesting time for all of us, and we have to ensure that the kind of support the government is giving to us, we take full benefit of it, and we take lead in the things that we are doing. And this gift city was also envisioned by our Modi ji during his tenure as Chief Minister of Gujarat. What began as a bold dream under Modi ji's leadership has now become India's first operational smart city and international financial hub. And we are right now at the gateway of international financial markets. Today, Gift City is competing with global financial centers like Singapore and Dubai. With its world-class infrastructure and business-friendly environment, it is a shining success story of the ease of doing business that is running in the country. And with the driving force of double-engine government under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister Bhupendra ji, it has become the growth engine of this country. And I would like to personally thank once again Bhupendra ji for extending all the support. And I'm confident that Gift City will give India's aviation sector the further required confidence, collaboration, and commitment to develop a competitive aircraft leasing hub. I look forward to the summit with very high expectations. It has brought together policymakers, industry leaders, and global stakeholders for aircraft leasing and financing. I sincerely hope that this is going to bridge the gaps that aircraft financing in the country have been seeing for some time and create an enabling framework to attract more incentive lessors. Aircraft leasing is a key financial innovation that India's growing aviation sector urgently needs. Fueled by the regional connectivity scheme UDAN, which was also a brainchild of our Honorable Prime Minister, UDAN, which translates to Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. It is for the rising middle class and doubling of airports in just 10 years. India has become the third largest aviation domestic market in the whole world, and the fastest growing aviation market also, with year-on-year growth more than 10% and sometimes reaching up to 14%. Our domestic passenger traffic reached the mark of 161 million in 2024, marking a 6% increase from the previous year. Just recently, on 23rd February, the Indian airline carriers carried above 5,35,000 passengers on one single day, which is 20% higher than the yearly average. This is a great statistic which shows the future of the Indian aviation sector. From a fleet of 395 in 2014, we have grown to 829 today. Our airlines have also placed an order of already almost 2,000 aircrafts, out of which 1,700 or more are still pending, which is the largest order book in the industry's history. And let me share some more numbers which reflect the demand of the future in aviation. By 2047, which is the Viksit Bharat goal that our Honorable Prime Minister has set before us, we are planning to build 350 airports, minimum. At least we see that India is going to operate with 350 airports by 2047, with 34 of them functioning as mega airports where they will be handling 2 crore passengers annually. And in the next 5 years itself, we also have a roadmap where we are planning to build 50 more airports, and the counting ticker has already started, and we are ready with 4, 2 more are ready for inauguration, so 6 are already done, and the counter is still going on. So 50 in the next 5 years is what we are envisioning. And then on top of that, the study done by Center for Asia Pacific Aviation, the number of aircrafts operating in India would exceed 5,000 by 2050. Just register the number, which is 5,000. On top of this, we are also extending the UDAN scheme, which was earlier there for 10 years. Recently, in the budget speech, our Honorable Finance Minister has graciously extended it for another 10 years, which is going to connect 4 crore passengers in the country and is going to create 120 new destinations in the country also. So you see the pressing demand that is arising. But here we see that 80% of our fleet is currently leased from countries such as Ireland and Singapore. So now I ask the question, why not India now? The aircraft leasing and financing business is the most profitable segment in the entire aviation value chain. We must create a strong ecosystem for it in India to be globally competitive. For Indian carriers, our observation has been that any depreciation of the rupee against the US dollar results in a direct hit in their net profits. So with this summit, we aim to change the dynamic a little bit. Recognizing the immense potential of the aircraft leasing and financing business, the Government of India has announced in the Union Budget 29-20, which was 5 years ago, that the time in India is ripe for aircraft financing and leasing activities from Indian shores. And at that time, IFSC, where we are today, was identified as the natural choice for ongoing onshore financing and leasing activities. And to operationalize this vision, we introduced several tax, regulatory, and policy incentives. 100% tax deduction on capital gains from the transfer of aircraft by IFSC units, 100% business income deduction for 10 years, exemption from withholding tax for IFSC-based lessors, tax exemption on dividends paid by one IFSC aircraft leasing unit to another, and additionally, we had made some regulatory changes also. The DGCA under the Ministry of Civil Aviation has amended its civil aviation requirements to simplify the transfer, release, registration and deregistration of aircraft within India. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs has issued a notification exempting aircraft, engines, airframes and helicopters from the provisions of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, which was in 2016. The Government of Gujarat has also stepped in with strong support, granting a stamp duty waiver for all activities related to setting up units in IFSC, as well as the acquisition of movable property like aircraft in the 10 years. So a lot of initiatives have come together so that we can form the foundation. We are also trying to walk the talk in promoting the aircraft and leasing business in the country. And the measures that have led significant growth with aircraft lease rising from 0 in 2020 to almost 20 in 23-24, and today to the up to date, if you see the number, it is 67. As of January 25, 33 aircraft leasing and finance entities have registered with the IFSCA. These entities have facilitated with 210 assets, including wide-body, narrow-body aircrafts, bombardier jets, Gulf Streams, 72-seater ATRs, aircraft engines, and ground support equipment. So Gift City represents a transformative opportunity to bring home the value created by India's booming aviation sector. And not just this, to ensure that we fully recognize our capacity and potential, we have introduced legislative reforms also. I recently had the honor to introduce the Protection of Interests in Aircraft Objects Bill 2025 in the Rajya Sabha on February 20th during the budget session. This bill aims to give legal force to the Cape Town Treaty and reduce the cost of leasing and financing aircraft by lowering the risk for creditors. This has been a strong demand by the airlines also. We have taken their feedback and we have given that legal push from our side and we have created this law. So we have introduced it in Rajya Sabha, and the confidence that I'm seeing with the people here today and the excitement that you've shown through this summit, I am more confidently going to go to the parliament and get it passed in both the houses. I assure you of this today. And I firmly believe that enactment of this bill will significantly bring a lot of benefits to the Indian aviation ecosystem. By providing that legal certainty, we can reduce the risk premium for lessors and financiers, potentially lowering the leasing cost by an estimated 8 to 10%. This is the industry estimate. This reform will also improve contract enforceability and making repossession process more efficient and creating a business environment that attracts not only the domestic but also global lessors and financiers. And that is the vision that we have today. I see this as a game changer for our airlines, enabling them to access international financing and leasing markets with better terms of negotiation. It will help them expand and modernize their fleets, launch new routes, and enhance regional and international connectivity. Today, our airlines are forced to look beyond our borders for financing, which not only raises foreign exchange costs, but also places an additional financial burden on them through higher financial charges. I believe that today we have an opportunity to turn this around by learning from our neighbors in Asia like China and Singapore, and also the Middle East, where home currency financing has empowered their airlines to grow stronger and to compete globally. But what excites me most is the ripple effect that this is going to have. When I'm doing all these legislative reforms, or when we are trying to facilitate, at the core in promoting the business, we have the common man of this country in the heart. We want to see that these benefits that we are talking about in terms of the industry somehow get passed on to the passenger who is traveling in these aircraft. So when you talk about lowering down the costs, let it be leasing or purchasing or anything, then ultimately the airfare cost is also going to come down. So it is with that interest you might want to see that why is government pushing it so strongly, because at the end we have the common passenger getting that benefit. So that is the push that we want to give. And I believe that it is also going to empower our vision of UDAN 2.0 with now cost of purchasing and aircraft leasing coming down. The expansion is going to be very, very easy for us. Now we see that there is a huge demand, but the aircrafts and the fleet is not being replenished at that kind of speed that we want to see in the market. So when you bring in these kind of reforms, then we can see that there will be an increase. There will be a better speed in which the aircrafts are going to come into the country and serve the domestic connectivity that's become a huge demand today. And this leasing, which emerges as a vital solution, enables our airlines to spread costs across the lease period and to operate competitively. And it provides an efficient way to increase their fleet at a very faster pace without overburdening their balance sheets. And the leasing and financing ecosystem that we are building here at Gift City is going to support a wide range of stakeholders, including aircraft engine lessors, ground support equipment lessors, NSOP operators for cargo, and also seaplane operations. Based on the feedback from the industry, last year we have launched modified guidelines for seaplanes under the RCS UDAN scheme, and following the demo flight also we have done in the country in the month of September, and we are seeing a growing interest in the sector. The demand is there, the interest is there, but where we see the problem is to bring the aircrafts in the country. And there I feel that this leasing, when you have the right kind of legal framework, right kind of push from the governments, then the whole connectivity from one end to the other end becomes very easy. And we see that this interest that we are seeing here is also going to help us in improving the seaplane operations in the country. And I'm very optimistic about the estimated 5 billion annual leasing opportunity that this sector provides in the country, which could become a profitable avenue for infrastructure financing in the country. Gift City is a vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and I am committed to realize it as the future of Indian aviation. Developing this line of business within our borders will not only position India on the map of global financial centers, but also give a significant boost to the Atmanirbhar Bharat, to the Make in India initiative. I also look at this opportunity to catalyze the development of India's MRO sector, which is currently hindered by financiers and lessors' preference for overseas markets. We are fastest growing MRO market globally, expanding at 3 times the global rate. By allowing 100% FDI through automatic route, simplifying the track structure with a uniform 5% IGST on aircraft parts, extending timelines for re-imports and abolishing royalties from MROs, we have positioned India as a competitive global MRO hub. And from 2021 to 2031, our MRO sector is projected to grow at an impressive rate of 9%. And I'm very confident that with a boost on aircraft leasing, the MRO industry is going to double to $4 billion industry by 2030 in the country. Along with MRO, I am inclined to have a roadmap for encouraging aircraft component manufacturing in the country. Major OEMs, they're all sourcing great chunks of their requirements from the country itself. And few months ago, our Honorable Prime Minister and also our Honorable Chief Minister has inaugurated the Tata Aircraft Complex in Vadodara, which our friend Remy has been talking about, marking a historic milestone in India's airspace journey with the manufacturing of C-295 military aircraft in the country. And not very far, we are going to see a day where India is going to be capable of manufacturing its own regional transport aircraft, which has been a dream for a long time, but we are consistently pushing that idea, and we feel that the time is right for India to have that kind of vision. And I'm confident that with the seamless integration of production, financing, and leasing capabilities, we will also manufacture, like I said, our own civilian aircraft in the country. In recent years, the aircraft leasing industry has seen its operations shift rapidly from the Western to the Eastern nations, driven by stable financial markets. Notably, 5 of the 12 largest lessors now hail from the Asian continent. By learning from the successes of established hubs such as Ireland, Singapore, US, China, we have identified and addressed the key bottlenecks that we identified in the country, and now we are unleashing the full potential that we have in the leasing industry. And I'm confident that through this summit, we will be able to provide a platform to explore the evolving opportunities in India's aircraft leasing and financing sector. This is India's open invitation to all the financiers, all the lessors worldwide to come invest in the country today and take benefit of the growing aviation market in the country. For airlines, affordable and efficient leasing mechanisms will empower them to scale operations and expand their fleets. For lessors and financiers, India offers a booming market with guaranteed returns and opportunities for long-term partnerships. For ancillary industries like aircraft maintenance, training, and infrastructure development, there also we see a great potential for growth. Through collective efforts and strategic partnerships, I am confident India will establish itself as a global leader in this aircraft leasing and financing business. I look forward to all the discussions and impactful collaborations which are happening today at this summit, and especially all the people from various different, the banking sector, financing sector, lessors across the globe. Also, many of you are here. So we are once again thankful for your esteemed presence. And like I said, like I've just explained, we have the right policy, and whatever required we are trying to do. We have the right place, Gift City, IFSC, no better place than this in the whole world. All we needed was the right people, and I see them right in front of me. So that is why we have brought all of you together here. So the right policy, the right place, and the right people. Now we are all waiting for the miracle. And today with this session, we feel that with all the feedback that we are going to get from all of you, definitely we are going to take the right step forward. And we are very excited, just like you are. There is a huge potential that we are all seeing here. And I once again would like to thank our Honorable Prime Minister whatever we are seeing, whatever we are doing today has all been the guidance of our Honorable Prime Minister, who has thought about this not today. He has envisioned this back in the day, like 20 years before he has thought that this is going to be the thing in the future. So he has created that foundation right from day zero itself. And today we are trying to stand on it. Today we are trying to reap the benefits of it. And I'd like to extend my thanks to the government of Gujarat and especially the Chief Minister for providing full support. Gujarat is taking a huge lead in capturing the aviation business in the country. And definitely it is a place where we can create an aviation hub also for the whole country. And definitely the core of this financing is going to happen from here. So everyone has to take advantage of it. So we invite everyone once again and welcome to each and everyone who has come all the way to this gift city to participate in this event. Thank you, each and everyone. Jai Hind.